This is how you're going to build a high ticket offer that people will actually pay you a high ticket price point for, whether you sell an AI automation service or you're just a standard marketing agency. This is applicable for you. So, to get into it, your main job as a service provider is to take your prospects from their current state to their desired state. And so, as you can see on the screen, we've got point A and we have point B. So point A is basically where your clients are right now, or where your potential clients are at the moment. And then point B is where they are looking to get to with whatever problem you're trying to solve. And then in between is what you have, which is the transformation. So the steps they need to take to get to their desired outcome. Now, what most people get wrong is they end up selling the transformation on their email copies or their paid ad videos or whatever outreach method you decide to use. But the problem with selling a transformation is nobody cares. Nobody cares if you use paid ads to get your clients' results, if you use an AI chatbot to get your clients' results. All they care about is the outcome. And so when we look to build an offer, we want to build an offer around the outcome, right? So do you help your clients get more revenue, more leads? When you install an AI chatbot, what problem does that actually solve? Well, it saves your clients a lot of money from them having to hire a full-time receptionist, for example. So the very, very first thing that you need to do, so number one, is basically figure out your outcome. So, for example, if you run a short form agency and you provide short form content to clients, you're saving time, for example. And so you want to figure out what the outcome is. You do not want to be selling your actual main core like transformation because nobody's going to care. It's as simple as that. So once you've identified the outcome, you then need to explain how long it takes to get to that outcome. So time. This is really, really important. So, for example, if I was to work with roofers, I know most roofing companies want more qualified roofing jobs, right? But I know most companies don't want to wait, 1 year to see results. And so you need to figure out with your system, how long does it take for you to get your clients the results? Now, the sweet spot usually, in my opinion, is a time frame of anywhere between 60 to 120 days. So this is a time frame where it gives you enough time to perform, but it's also not too quick, so the offer sounds just way, too good to be true. Now, if your service takes longer than 60 to 120 days to fulfill, you need a better mechanism. So basically, you need a better transformation vehicle because business owners are not going to wait more than 4, 5, 6 months to see results. Everyone needs wins pretty quickly. And so, really, the sweet spot is 60 to 120 days. That's the time frame that you want to keep to. And that's the time frame you want to specifically mention in your offer. So, for example, let's say I'm a chiropractic agency. I know that chiropractors they want full care patient treatment. So people that come in and actually have a plan to fix whatever issue that's wrong with them. So I could say something like, we'll guarantee you 20 full care patients within 60 to 120 days. So that would be the flow of the offer, and I'd recommend you guys follow the exact same process. Now, the third thing in building an offer is your guarantee, which again is fairly straightforward. The way I look at guarantees is you want to make this conditional. So, conditional. Sorry about my terrible handwriting. So, what this basically means is your guarantee does not have to be applicable for every single person that clicks your ad, opens your email, and books a call with you, because you simply cannot deliver the same service for every single prospect. But you got to also understand, in order to get a prospect on the call with you, you need to have a good offer with a great guarantee to get someone even interested on a call in the first place. That's just how marketing is. So when it comes to the guarantee, I like to have a or you or you don't pay guarantee. This is great because the risk reversal is fairly straightforward. I would avoid where you'd say we work for free. That's not really a guarantee, and people see through that immediately. All that is just, hey, if we don't deliver, we'll continue to work with you for free. But who's going to work with you if you don't deliver? So I would avoid saying we work for free. The best guarantee or the best risk reversal that I've seen is or you don't pay, because that's very, very clear. If we don't get X result, provided you're qualified, then we give you a full refund. So those also work really, really well. Now, in terms of the actual tangible guarantee, you want to aim for something that's relatively achievable, but also conditional. So essentially, again, let's say I work with chiropractors, and let's say I want to offer them more chiropractic care patients, so long-term care patients. I want to put a number to it because just saying, we'll guarantee you patients, it's not really quantifiable because that could just mean one patient in 6 months, which is not really that great of an offer. So, for example, let's say we were to guarantee 20 uh, patients in 60 days. So let's assume that's just the number that we came up with. Now, in order for you to fulfill and get to 20 patients, your clients obviously are going to need a minimum ad budget. So if a client comes on board and they want to spend $10 a day, then this guarantee is not applicable because you cannot spend $10 a day and get 20 long term patients. And that's with any industry. So that's with roofing, HVAC, plumbers, agencies, whatever it is. You want to make sure that your guarantee is based on ad spend because let's be honest, we want to make it very, very fair to you as a business owner, and we also don't want the guarantee to be too bloated. So essentially, what I would do is I would have it as tiered. So in order for a prospect to be qualified for the 20 patients guarantee, let's say, they must spend a minimum of 50 to $100 a day in ad spend for 60 days, right? So that gives you 1,500 a month in advertising cost to get the 20 patients. That's qualifying condition number one. Qualifying condition number two is the closing rate. Your clients have to be able to close a certain number of leads in order for you to fulfill the guarantee. So what you can also say is you can say alongside of the daily ad spend, you must be able to close 15 to 20% of the calls that we book in your calendar. Anything below that, it is virtually impossible for you to guarantee 20 patients, essentially. So going back to the actual outcome time and guarantee, your main offer now would be something like if you're a chiropractor, we will guarantee you 20 long term care patients in less than 60 days, or you don't pay. So do you see how we came up with that? We first came up with the outcome. We then figured out the time it took to deliver. We then went about the guarantee with the conditional logic. So or you don't pay is the most effective in my opinion. And then obviously we have all of your conditional criteria, which is what you would discuss with the client on the sales call. Now, to go one step further, so the best of the best offers that I've seen that work really, really well and book a huge number of calls is when you skip guaranteeing leads, you skip guaranteeing calls, you go straight to revenue essentially. So an offer that specifically guarantees revenue, guarantees cash collected, those work very, very well because obviously it's very, very clear. We get you X number of revenue in X period of time. So let's take a different example. Let's say I was working with realtors. It's another very, very popular industry. So again, if we figure out and go back the outcome, so what do most realtors need? Well, they probably need more qualified buyer and seller leads specifically. Time, let's stick with 60 to 120 days. 90 days is also pretty good too, but let's just go with 90. So if I write down realtors, I'll put buyer and seller leads, and then we'll put 90 days to deliver. The risk reversal would be or you don't pay, which converts very, very well. Now we also got to figure out, we got to quantify the guarantee. So let's say we offer them, let's say our hook is 60, let's say 60 ready to purchase buyer leads, right? So we've quantified the guarantee. We've made the actual guarantee a little bit more specific. So ready to purchase as opposed to just generic buyer and seller leads. And then of course we'll have the or you don't pay here. Now again, the qualifying criteria would be, let's say we have number one, ad spend. Number two, we have the closing percentage. So they must convert at least 10 to 15%. If your clients match that criteria, you offer them the guarantee, right? But in terms of the actual the revenue based hook, so if we were to offer 60 ready to purchase buyer leads, let's say on average a realtor makes, if we assume if we assume a property price is 500,000 and their average commission is 10-15%. Let's say out of 60 leads, they convert only 10 of them, so 10%, so 10 into customers. This is for your clients, by the way. Then technically, that would equate to anywhere between 50 to 100,000 in new commission, basically. And you can do this for any industry. So let's go with, I don't know, let's go with dentists, for example. Let's say you get your dental clinic 30 Invisalign patients in 60 days. Figure out how much 30 Invisalign patients is worth to that practice. You can ask ChatGPT. Set a reasonable conversion percentage. So let's say your prospects or your clients, they only convert 10% of the 60 calls that you book in their calendar. So 6 Invisalign patients, work out what that revenue is they would make, and that would be your guarantee. So instead of you saying, we will guarantee you 60 new Invisalign consultations, you would say, we would guarantee you an extra 50 to 100K in new Invisalign patients within 60 to 90 days, right? So basically, you're reverse engineering how much cash they would make on the main appointment booking offer, which makes it sound a lot more attractive. And you're not actually delivering anything more. You're just kind of rephrasing the whole guarantee. And you can also do the same thing as well. So let's say your guarantee is 50K in new, let's take dentists again, for example. So 50K in new dental consultations. So let's say that's the hook that you have in your ad. Great, you're going to get a lot of calls, you're going to get a lot of book calls, but to make sure that you can deliver on the sales call, you want to set appropriate qualifying questions. So again, you want to have ad spend. You also want to have a conversion percentage. Maybe you want to also have a time to lead ratio as well, where your clients must reach out to a lead within a certain period of time, right? So this is how you build an offer that sounds great up front when you say, we will guarantee you 50K in new dental consultations, or whatever industry you decide to go with, you can just tailor it towards them. And then on the sales call, you can bring your clients back down with logic and say, look, in order for you to qualify for this, you got to have, number one, the level of ad spend. Number two, you've got to close a certain percentage of the leads. And number three, you've got to actually follow up with the leads as quickly as possible. So we do get to this guarantee. So I hope that makes sense. It's not that difficult when it comes to building an offer, but you do not want to be selling the transformation. So you don't want to be saying, we get you, we run Facebook ads, we produce content, we get you, even saying we get you leads. It's not specific enough. Your offer has to be as specific as humanly possible. You want to figure out exactly what your clients want and just give them that. And then once you have them on the sales call, you can then tailor the offer. You can say, look, although you don't qualify for the main ad-based offer that you saw, you may qualify for XYZ lower ticket offer, for example. So let me know if that makes sense. If you have any questions, pop them in the comment below. We would basically do this for you. So we run an agency where we install the same system for AI agencies and marketing agencies. So if you need assistance in building the offer, building the entire acquisition pipeline, there's a link in the comment section. Click it, fill in the application, and let's book in a call.